Welcome everyone back to Beat the Game. My name's Steve, and we are playing against Expert Rhino and not winning. So this is going to be our second attempt against Expert Rhino using Clint Hawkeye's basic deck. And again, I hate saying this again, but Hawkeye's deck is not very well done. It's okay. But if you are someone like me that likes to play the core decks just to kind of evaluate them against like more challenging villains, and Rhino is not even the first one we started. We started against Expert Claw with the Masters of Evil, and we only came close 1 out of 15 games. The problem is with Hawkeye's deck is that there is 9 cards in the deck that are conditioned to having other things into play. So Earth's Mightiest Heroes, Sky Cycle, and Ready for Action. There's 3 copies of each of these, and there's 3 copies of Team Training. So that's technically 12 cards that do nothing if you don't have... they're great for the set. They're great for leadership. They're amazing for leadership. But as a whole, for the deck, for the 40-card deck for Hawkeye, it is not good. Because you have 12 cards in your deck that do absolutely nothing. So 12, think about it. So and they're all, except for these ones that are upgrades, most of them are events, so that you have 6 upgrades, and then the support, you can only have 1 in play. So then you have 2, 3, there's 8 cards, and if you happen to have Sky Cycle on 3 allies, then... But there's no way to recover with the allies except for the Ready for Action. So it's kind of tough. And like I said, I've been struggling all day today just to try to get a good video out that kind of shows what he can do. And right now, nothing has been coming out of this. So it's very frustrating. If you want to try his basic deck, I'm pretty sure on standard, with the level of experience that I have playing, that I can make it work. But I'm a more advanced player. I know how to kind of threat analysis and just kind of go with statistics. I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I played a lot of games with for Marvel Champions to understand most of the synergies that. Man, I can normally make any deck work, and I've been really, really struggling with this. Either I'm being extremely unlucky, but it's been a very uphill battle with Hawkeye, and I haven't touched Jessica Jones her deck yet. So let's we don't reveal anything from his deck. Let's just shuffle our deck. But so far, like I said, we have time to really stabilize and get some things going. Now, the issue with Hawkeye is you need a couple of very key cards to make him work. Obviously, the bow is one of them, but you need the expert marksmans. Those are really, really efficient to play your arrow events, so it's basically 2 resources because his hand size of 5 isn't really good. It's actually really bad. Most of his allies cost 4 or 3, so if you want to play an ally and an event, you're struggling, all right? Unless you have those. The next thing you really want to try to find is the Hawkeye's quiver. If you have the quiver on turn 1, I can say that 50% you're set. You're going to have a good game. If you don't get that quiver, it's going to be tough. Your first passage, if you're playing just the basic deck, I wouldn't even worry about trying to do arrow events. I would just try to play your allies and try to keep the allies to survive, stay in alter ego, to draw more cards. That's what I've noticed with the strategy. All right, so let's look at what our opening hand is and how we're going to develop. Oh, there we go. So we have the bow on turn 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and a double resource and an expert marksman. So I won't lie. This is probably one of the better hands that you could possibly get as an opening. We are just going to discard the Vibranium Arrow and the Ready for Action to see if we can get an ally. Electric and the other Expert Marksman. Wow. Okay. So this is what we are going to do. For 2, we're going to play an Avengers Tower. You're probably wondering, why are you playing Avengers Tower? For 1 and the electric, we're going to go like this. We're going to place 2 of our expert marksmen for our arrow events, and we're going to stay in alter ego. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. So a double resource and our quiver. But you see here, Earth's Mightiest Heroes and Ready for Action, I can't do anything with. So these are garbage cards. The cable arrow will get rid of breaking and taking on the next turn. And then so I get to play my quiver, and then we'll see what we get. So 1 threat on the main scheme. We might just lose to advance here. 1 + 1 is 2 is at 3, and then we're taking 2 encounter cards. First one is caught off guard, so we're going to lose our expert marksman. So that's at 3. Sorry, don't forget. Losing our expert marksman and Stampede, which will surge into something else that will surge into Clint Barton. Oh, and I don't have my bow, so I have to exhaust. So as you can see, horrible. And so we exhaust, we get rid of the criminal past. All right. We don't have an ally. Again, there's only 6 allies, so we're going to discard Earth's Mightiest Hero to go get our bow. So as far as turns 1 go for Rhino, good job, buddy. You got it right. We're going to use our Ready for Action to play our quiver. We're going to ready up. We're going to use our quiver to look for an arrow event. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to use our electric arrow, which is very good. And we're going to put these back, and then we're going to shuffle. Now, since we're exhausted, it kind of bites, but there's nothing we can do about it. We have 2 double resources. So we're going to keep those resources. We're going to use expert marksman and Hawkeye's bow to do a cable arrow to remove breaking and taking from the game. So do you see how important removing that on turn 1 is? So I kind of wish we could have done it on turn 1. We couldn't. So now we're going to keep our hand with 2 double resources, and hopefully we get something good that we can play. 2, 4, 5. All right, so as far as cards go, Mockingbird is probably the best we could hope for. And then, so we do have almost a perfect hand. We'll get to keep our Vibranium arrow as well. But I think we're going to electric arrow him. And then we're going to discard our Vibranium. And then we're going to play Mockingbird for 2. And she'll be able to manage the threat while we go. So, first things first. 1, we might actually die to scheme here. So 3 + 2 is 5. We're down to 4 health. We might just die right here. Attack. Oh my gosh. His attack gains piercing. Wow. Okay. So this is Weapons Master. That is a super good upgrade for him. Alright, so we are going to pay 2 for a team training, which gives all of our allies +1. We're going to pay 2 and a energy Mockingbird to remove 2 threat from the main scheme. And she is going to take 1 hit. We're going to put our quiver up here. And then our ally here. And we're going to put our support cards up here. And then we're going to exhaust our quiver. Exhaust our quiver to look at the top 5 cards. 3, 4. And yes, we're going to put a sonic arrow. That's the one that gets him out of the confusion zone. Alright, so we're going to do that. Now, I was planning on stunning him. But what we are going to do instead is we're going to use Hawkeye's bow, expert marksman, and Vibranium to do a sonic arrow. We'll do 3 damage, so he's down to 12, and he's confused. He is confused right here. We are again going to go down and go back up to 7 and recover. So we do have a stun arrow that we can use on the next turn. Alright, so as far as the game goes, we are not doing too bad, but yet he still gets a couple turns. 2, 4, and 5. And 6. So we do have another event that can remove threat. US Agent and the Sky Cycle is actually really good, but the really good combination is Kate Bishop and the Sky Cycle, and then you can kind of discard these cards that are kind of worthless to do damage, remove, and so that is super, super efficient. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually get rid of that piercing. Alright, so 1 threat on the main scheme goes to 3. He's confused, and the encounter card will be a Under Fire. So this is what I mean. I keep getting the worst possible cards. Surge and Exhaustion. Shocker. Assault. Surge. The Villain Schemes. For 1, plus 1 is 2. So that goes up to 5. The worst possible cards. So Weapons Master. Oh shoot, there's another surge on this. The Villain Schemes, if they have a weapon, it's going to surge as well into a... Wow. So he's got an attack of 5 plus piercing plus ranged. Wow. So he is full equipped. And again, we are stunned, which is super frustrating. Alright, so it is our turn. 2, 4, 6. So we're going to pay 2 to play Kate Bishop. We are going to flip Hawkeye down. Oh, sorry. I have a better idea. Let's play some people here. We're gonna exhaust. We're gonna play US Agent, and then we are going to pay. What are we gonna do, Steve? I think I know what we're gonna look for an arrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, so we are definitely gonna get that electric arrow, that explosive arrow. So now we can actually do some good here. Alright. We're going to use... Okay. We're going to use our Expert Marksman with our bow to do an explosive arrow. 3 damage brings him down to 9. Alright. And then let's start playing with these super cool cards that we have here. We are going to remove 2 threat with Bobby Morse, bringing it down to 3. So now, like it's been a couple times, we spend a lot of time in Alter Ego. So that's why we kind of have a little bit of synergy right now going on, which is super cool for us. There's 2 things we can do. We can stun him, which is pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to play Earth's Mightiest Heroes. We're going to exhaust US Agent, who is an Avenger, and we're going to ready our Hawkeye. We're going to exhaust Hawkeye to play Quick Draw. And we are going to play our Cable Arrow and our Sky Cycle. Actually, no. We're going to use Sky Cycle to play our Cable Arrow to remove 3 threat from the main scheme. That is super good. Alright, and then we are going to keep Kate Bishop for the next turn. Alright, so, wow, that was a super good turn for us. We have some arrows in the quiver. We have our bow ready for action. Bobby Moore's, and you'll see why Bobby Moore's is so good. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so 2 team trainings. Obviously, that's garbage. But we'll see what we can do with that. All right. First things first. 1 threat on the main scheme. Rhino wants to attack for 5. We are going to spend a team training. And we're going to bring back Bobby Morse. We're going to prevent, when the villain initiates an attack against you, spend 1 resource of any type and return Mockingbird to your hand. And then prevent all damage from this attack. So he's taking no damage. So 5, 5, and 5. All right, so nothing. Take no damage. And then the next one is Armored Suit. All right, well, that's annoying. But we can do something about that. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to attack for 3 and do 3 damage on that suit. Oh, actually, I have a better idea. We're not going to do that. We're going to exhaust the quiver to look for an arrow event. 1, 2, 3, 4. No arrow events. We did see a lot of our arrows, so I'm not too surprised. Alright, that piercing has got to go. What do we need? So we do have a lot of strength research. Alright, so we're going to exhaust and play strength to play Mockingbird one more time. Mockingbird's going to punch for 2. And then Hawkeye's going to punch for 3, removing the armor suit. U.S. Agent is going to remove 1 threat and take 1 here. We're going to go 1, 2 and play Hawkeye. So now we have 3 allies, so we can play another ally on our turn. And then we're going to go down to Alter Ego. Alright, we're doing a really good job here of managing. She can do 2 damage, go down to 7. Alright, he's down to 7. She took 1. He took 1 because... Oh yeah, he already took his 1. Did he? I'm not sure. We'll just give him another 1 here. Because he removed a threat on the scheme. So 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we are looking very, very well. 2, 4, 5. Alright, so 2, 4, 5, and 6 cards. Whoop. Alright. So we do... I didn't think we had any arrows left. We do have another explosive arrow and a sonic arrow. But we do have one of the best cards in our game. It is Goliath. Now, you'll see there's a super cool combo that we can do with Goliath here. And we'll be able to attack for 10 damage using Goliath. And that is going to be incredible. Alright. And that's probably what we're going to be doing on our next turn. And we're going to try to defeat him on the next step. Alright, 1. He schemes for 1 plus 0. Goes to 2. And then we're taking an encounter card, which is a charge. So we're definitely going to have to get rid of that piercing, or else we're going to be in trouble. Alright. First things first. Let's remove a card. We're going to discard 1, 2, 3 to play Goliath. And we're going to use Lead from the Front to play the Cycle on him. Alright. Bobby Morse is going to remove 2 threats. No. Bobby Morse is not going to... Bobby Morse is going to punch for 2, punch for 1, punch for 2. So that is 5. 1, 2, 3. So all these guys have done something. 1, 1, 1. And then Goliath is going to remove 2 threats from the main. And then Hawkeye is going to recover, go to 9. And then we are going to flip into Hawkeye. And then we are going to look for an arrow event in the last 3 cards. I didn't think we had any, so I don't know why we're shuffling. We're just going to take these out. All right. I don't have any cards left, so I can't play anything else. But look at what's going to happen here. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, take an encounter card. He does have that charge, so we're going to shuffle up. Now, our board is super good. So this is a lot of maneuvering. But again, we're playing against Rhino, which is the easiest, even on Expert. You know, there's ways that you can play to make him, you know, if you play efficiently, it's not going to be too much of a problem. But against Claw, like, I never had a setup like this against Claw. Claw's just too brutal. I was exhausted half the time. I kept discarding cards, so I wasn't able to build at all. The scheme was just going out of control. So that was super tough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so we do have, this is very good. Now you will see how crazy this is going to be. Now, the only thing that would be better is if I get that team training. So that's what we're going to try to look for next turn. We're going to keep these. We're going to give our heroes some tough status cards. We'll be able to remove some threat. It's going to be pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be pretty amazing coming up. All right, so 1 threat on the main. He's going to initiate an attack for 8 on Hawkeye. I'm going to trigger Mockingbird. I'm going to discard Black Knight to bring her back, and all the damage will be prevented. So 8, 9, 10. 10 damage gone. Charge is gone, and I took no damage. Mockingbird, MVP. And then 2 encounter cards. First one is, you are you are stunned, deal 1 damage to your hero. Alright, so now we get stunned. That's a little unfortunate. Deal 1 damage to your hero. So we go down to 8. Next one is a Hydra soldier. Alright, that's super annoying as well. Alright. What are we doing here? We are stunned. And there's nothing we can do about being stunned. Alright, so we're going to use our quiver and look for an arrow event. So we got an electric arrow and a vibranium arrow. So we're going to use that, we're going to put that vibranium arrow underneath. So now we do have something against the tough. Alright, we are, what are we doing here? Alright. We're going to exhaust our Avengers Tower. And we're going to do Sky Cycle and the Cable to play a Mockingbird that is going to punch for 2. And then we are going to punch for 2 on the guard. And then we're going to punch for 2 off the guard as well. Get another encounter card. And then, we played Ready for Action on Hawkeye. And then she's tough. And then she uses her tough and gets rid of this. US Agent is going to remove 1 threat from the scheme. Go down to 4. And then we're going to remove our stun with Hawkeye and flip down. And Goliath is not going to do anything yet. Alright. We're going to ready our 4 allies. And hopefully we get to see the super duper play that we wanted to find. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we didn't see that again, but we do have a lead from the front. And we'll see. Oh, Bobby Morris took 1. Alright, one threat on the main. He's going to scheme for 1 plus 1 is 2. So it goes up to 3. And then encounter card is Hydra Patrol, a crisis icon on there. And I have to look for a guard once I defeat it. And then the other one is Stampede, and the other one is a Charge. Alright, so we're okay with those cards. Okay. We're going to use Team Training to play an Expert Marksman. Alright, what are we doing, Steve? We are going to flip to Hawkeye. Let's ready that quiver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we do have an explosive arrow. I think that's the one we're going to be putting underneath. I do believe we have threat under control. Alright. Alright, we do have some resources here. Alright. I think we are going to lead from the front. Alright. This is what we're going to do. We're going to punch for 3 on Hawkeye. So bringing him down to 4. We are going to play a lead from the front. Lead from the front. No, that means no. I would have done that before and then attack for 4. Then I'm down to 3. Alright. This is God. Why the hell did I play that? Mockingbird is going to remove 3 threat off. Sorry. U.S. Agent's going to remove 2 threat from the Hydra Patrol. And then what it says, when defeated, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Hydra minion guard. So is it a guard? A Hydra minion. I'll just go get this mercenary that has 3. And then we shuffle the encounter deck. And then, so, U.S. Agent took 1. And then, she removed 3 threat from the main. And then we're going to use our Expert Marksman to do an explosive arrow. So 3 damage, bam, we flip him. We get stunned, he gets tough. Stunned, he gets tough. Guard is down, and we go down to 16. Alright, so now for sure, I cannot believe we're not going to get what we're actually looking for. And then she took 1. And then we are going to exhaust Hawkeye, get rid of a genius to do 2 damage to an enemy, just get rid of his stuff. And then we are back here. He hasn't attacked us, so we just flipped back. Now we flip up. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are these cards we're looking for? So the card we're actually looking for, guys, is the thing that readies an Avenger. Because then what we want to do is play a tough on him, and then attack, like give him the +4 and just attack for 15. That's what I'm trying to do. So it's in the deck. I'm gonna wait until I can actually do it. So 1 threat goes on the main. We are ready up. We are going to spend a resource, a team training, to get rid of Mockingbird that says the next attack does no damage. So he attacks for 1, 2, 3, way too much. but it deals no damage. And our encounter card is an advance, schemes for 1, plus 1 is 2, he goes up to 3. Alright. Let's try this again. Avengers Assemble. Mockingbird. Son of a gun. We are stunned. Let's get rid of our stun by exhausting Hawkeye. Let's use the quiver to look for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to use our Sonic. We're going to keep our Sonic Arrow. And this is the card we're looking for. Earth's Mightiest Hero. And then Ready for Action. So these are the 2 cards we're actually looking for right now. And then we're going to shuffle. Just so we can do the super cool... what was I going to say? The super cool event there that I was talking to you about. Like, just go crazy and just kill. Alright, we're going to exhaust our bow because we have nothing better to do. And we're going to lead from the front. We're not even exhausting our bow. And we're going to remove 3 threat with Bobby Morse, bringing it down to 0 again. She's going to take 1. So we are just toying with our food until we can find our combo. And just because we have nothing to do, we're going to do Vibranium Arrow to take him down to 10. Now, I could finish him off 5, 10. Oh, you know what? I can still do it. You know what? I want to do it properly and just go crazy. I want to do 20 damage with Goliath. That's what I want to do. And then we're going to flip down to Alter Ego. And then we're going to draw 6 cards. And alright, there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, so finally we get to do our combo. So you guys can see how it works. 1 schemes for 1, plus 1 is 2, so that goes to 3. And then our encounter card is I'm tough. He's tough, but that won't matter one bit. Alright. So here it is, combo time. Let's look for an arrow in the last of the cards. We have an explosive or a scent. There we go. So we have 4 arrows. We have 3 cards left in our deck. Alright. First things first, we're going to use 2 exhaust the bow. We're going to play our Vibranium Arrow. Remove the tough, brings him down to 4. We're going to play a cycle to say ready for action, giving tough to our friend Goliath. Oh man, this is going to be brutal. Alright, here we go. This is the combo. We are going to give Goliath plus 4 attack. So he's attacking for 5. I kind of wish I had my lead from the front. It would have been 6. So he's going to attack for 5. Loses tough. Rhino goes to -1. Let's start calculating the damage. -1. Bam! Rhino defeated. We are going to use the cycle to ready Goliath. Punch for 5. Get 2 more damage counters. Goes down to -6. We're going to play Earth's Mightiest Hero. We're going to exhaust US Agent to ready Goliath. We're going to punch for 5. -11. -11. And then Goliath goes away. And our cycle. Alright, and then, just because we can, we're going to exhaust. We're going to exhaust and play War Machine to do a Sonic Arrow. Oh wait, can we do both? Yeah, we're going to do a Sonic Arrow to do 3 more damage, down to -14, and he's confused. I'm just playing with my food. And then we're going to exhaust Kate Bishop to do 1 more damage. Actually, we're We're just gonna attack with Kate Bishop, do 2 more damage, down to 16. Bobby Morse down to negative 18. And we still had tons of cards that we could have played. Wow! Okay, so at least against Rhino, you got to see how the deck is supposed to work. Even on expert level. So this was a fantastic game. Even though we got a lot of bad cards, a lot of bad juju, we were able to finish this off beautifully. So now you have an understanding how the cards work, the combos that you can do with your Earth's Mightiest Heroes, with the cycle on the really good allies. So again, this is just using the core deck against Expert Rhino, and we had the Hydra Patrol, and we had the Weapons Master. So he did get his piercing attack, but Mockingbird MVP. So what you need to remember, guys. If you are playing the base deck of Hawkeye in the scenario campaign, don't focus only on arrows. You can focus on what you have in hand and what are the best plays. If you see that you have allies that can work and you can keep these allies alive, keep your allies alive. So it was basically 5 against 1 at the end between Goliath, Mockingbird, U.S. Agent, the other girl, Kate Bishop, and myself. We were a team of 5 against Rhino. So it wasn't very fair, but there you go. He's Rhino, and we don't like him. All right, so that is the game. That is how you can play Hawkeye. Again, this was a very frustrating day for me because I was playing against Expert Claw, and it was just brutal. Even against Expert Claw, I was just getting destroyed nonstop. But again, against Rhino, it's a little bit slower. I had the time to build and really show you guys the synergies without worrying too much about the threat. We could have died the threat, though. It could have happened, but it didn't. So that's a good game. It's a nice, clean game. I'm going to check back, make sure I didn't make any mistakes. Hopefully it's clean. But until next time, guys, keep on playing Marvel Champions. Beat the game. Share, like, and subscribe.